Well, welcome everybody to Track Talk for the last event of this year's Wera Tools British Kart Championships. We're going to take the next 25 to 30 minutes to get you fully up to speed with everything going on here this weekend at Three Sisters Circuit. Not a regular circuit for a number of the drivers, so I think things could be a little bit unpredictable this weekend. Also unpredictable a little bit is the weather. We're going to start with more racing because they're almost in a bit of an enclave at the top of the top of the paddock here. I think some of the KZ2s are just preparing to go out for their next practice session. Here is one of your contenders for the KZ2 title this weekend, Josh Price. 2 points between Josh Price and Charlie Turner. It's going to be close, frenetic racing. Miles Murphy as well back in action, was P4 earlier in his practice session, so looking pretty good. Very quick response there, straight out onto their next practice session. Because the KZs are out, George Barker is also not at his normal all, and we'll try and catch up with him later to see how he's getting on, trying to hold a top 10 position in the championship. But let's cut down towards some of the younger drivers here this weekend. The Zip team, how did they get on earlier on in practice? They had a couple of good results. We've also got, I think we've got a new driver in this weekend in the form of Luke Jardine, looking the number 11. They've also got Archie Loveridge. Archie Loveridge was looking pretty quick earlier on in the sessions, in the top 5 consistently. At this time of recording, the Hondas have had 2 sessions so far, so plenty for them to get get their teeth into, I should say. I'm really looking forward to the Hondas this weekend because the nature of this circuit, I know we say this with a number of tracks, you know, PF's got some very long straights. This one really is a bit of a slipstream circuit. Power's important round here, and it's very difficult for drivers to break away, particularly as they come and wrap round through Luna Bend. So particularly with the Honda Cadet guys, that is going to be very, very interesting to see. Norris Kerry Motorsport, beautifully liveried out. Oscar Miller and Ian Carey in for them this weekend in Miami Water Swift. We'll keep an eye out for them. I'm going to have a little chat actually. I don't think have we got any of the drivers around at the minute, or have they disappeared? Have they disappeared off? I think the drivers we might try and get hold of them because I don't think we've talked too much about the NCM team. 2 Irish drivers. Great to see again a strong number of Irish drivers this weekend. Let's pull Oscar in for a quick chat. Oscar, good to see you again. What do you think of this circuit?
It's very quick and very flowy. Like the corners kind of go one into another. It's quite different to the ones that we have in Ireland, but it's a really good track, I think. Yeah.
So you guys obviously working as teammates. For a bit of an insight to those who may be not familiar with the sport, how will you guys be working together as teammates across the weekend? We'll be looking at a bit of data to make both karts quicker?
Probably a little bit of data, comparing times against each other, seeing where each one is doing better, just generally trying to find each other's strengths and put them together.
And Ian, the X30, the Water Swift platform, is it one you enjoy racing?
Yeah, it's different because in Ireland we still use the Miami Gazelle, but the Water is further, has more speed, so it's better.
So particularly good on a circuit like this where you really get to stretch out on that long straight coming off of Luna Bend.
Yeah, it's a lot of speed.
Hopes for this weekend, what would you be happy with?
Just to be fast and consistent mostly.
Fantastic stuff. We'll have a good run of it, guys, and we'll see you later on in the weekend. It's like good to have a little chat there with the NCM guys. There's Ashley Lewis, the number 24 in KZ2. Pretty good free practice earlier on today, was in the top 5 as well. Looking for a strong finish to the season. Fusion, let's head on in to talk Fusion and how they're getting on this weekend. Looking for a number of titles. We'll start with Alfie Davidson, number 46 in the back corner there. And there is Alfie. Alfie, how are we feeling ahead of the last event of the season? Title mathematically could be yours tomorrow by my calculations.
Yeah, we have to just keep calm and do this exact same as what we have done for the last few rounds of the British Kart Championship. And if we don't win it, then we've tried our hardest. But if we do, we're happy with the team and everything what's happened, and we've tried our hardest.
What have you been working on in terms of setup today?
Just been trying stuff, really. Just been trying stuff for tomorrow and Sunday, if it'll work or not.
And in Europe as well, you had a good strong weekend, albeit not in the restricted category in the X30 Mini at Genk. Are you happy with how the performance has gone this season and already looking forward to 2025?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to 2025. Harder drivers, but still in our class it's really hard to win. In Genk we had a really good weekend, finished 10th in the final, which I'm really happy with.
Good stuff. We'll let you get back to work. Thanks for taking that quick time to talk to us. Other drivers in the restricted category: Mason Hibbert P6, Ethan Robinson P10. The not restricted category, really intrigued to see how things get on this weekend. Sukmani Kira was quick earlier in practice, a P5 in the first session where the transponders were on. Keep an eye on Austin Gibson as well in the number 52. Austin took a huge step forward. You sometimes see this with a driver when they take a step up. Austin Gibson, who of course won the restricted category last year, had a little bit of a wobbly start to the season. Something just clicked last time out when we were at Shennington. Yes, Austin's not going to be part of a championship battle, but a podium, maybe even a round win, wouldn't be out of the question here this weekend. Good to see new drivers coming into the team as well. Sophie Campbell joins Fusion this weekend, another one of our drivers from Northern Ireland, so keen to see how Sophie gets on. Also should note Jarlath Sayer. I'm normally looking out for Jarlath's big ski goggles. I don't think he's around at the moment. Hasn't won around yet this season, but is very much as part of the fight for the championship. Harley Musk as well, P10 earlier on in practice. So lots of good things going on there in the Water Swift categories. Moving into the X30, Riley Cranham, brilliant season, back in Fusion colours, had his run for Sodi Kart a couple of weekends ago at the World Championships. For me, was one of the stars of the event. Didn't quite manage to make it to the end of the final, but Riley Cranham with a smile on his face this weekend, looking pretty good. New sticker on Mr. Mackey's gear, because since the last time that we did one of these, Harrison wrapped up the Miami Euro Series title. Is very well positioned to do so again here in the British Championship, so could do a double there in X30 Junior. Lewis Mackey back on the tools this weekend. So dominant was Harrison in the Euro Series that Lewis actually got back into his overalls and had a little bit of a race at Genk, because Harrison just needed to turn up, a bit of formality to get the title wrapped up. Other notes that we should see in the X30 categories: Joey Brown looking quick early, P9. Aaron Richardson, P10. Freddie Lloyd, I think, is out at the moment. Was looking good in his senior practice. I'll have a quick chat with Riley Cranham. Riley, back in Fusion colours. We'll go back a couple of weekends ago. How was it stepping into the Worlds?
Yeah, it was a different experience for me. I mean, it was a very enjoyable one, but I mean, I didn't get the result that I wanted, but I came out the weekend proud of myself, so.
So you should. It's a fantastic performance, just caught out by the terrible conditions that we had at PF. Back into Wera Tools British Kart Championships action this weekend. There's still a chance that you could win the championship. Mindset wise, how do you feel going into this one?
I mean, Wigan's one of my favourite tracks, so the mindset's looking good so far. I think I just need to be focused all weekend. It'll be a hard one to win the championship. It's quite unlikely, but I think we'll be all right. What's key for a quick lap round here? I've mentioned the run through Luna Bend out onto that back straight in particular, but are there other nuances around this track? I think the main time just going down the main straight. I mean, if you're stuck in just by yourself, you lose quite a lot of time compared to being behind someone. So,
fair enough. Best of luck, mate. Have a good one on us. Mick Barrett Racing. Let's move into how they've been getting on. Bit of pace to find for the MBRs. Oliver Rands as well. We'll have a quick look with how Oliver got on earlier on for Optimum Performance. Same story as well for Croc. Bit of pace lacking, it would seem, for Croc Promotion, at least from the first practice session. That may all be changing right now as teams get up to speed with this circuit, which is, as we were talking with Riley there, is different in its composition to other tracks. You don't really have another track on the calendar that's got that kind of slingshot. It's the circuits we've been to so far this season. Shenington is a good example, PF as well. Yes, power is important, but being hard on the brakes and getting the karts stopped have been bigger things around there. Not so much around this circuit. There's a familiar face behind us. Harrison Mackey and Kayla McQueen, showing the love for one another as always. You feeling good?
Amazing.
It's great to be in Wigan, isn't it?
Yeah, big one in Wigan.
What are you up to this weekend? Because you're not racing.
No, just trying to help out the Croc boys. Look, even got a new jacket.
Yeah, you got a new jacket. Look at this. Look at the new threads. The season for you as a whole, Caden. You pretty happy with it?
Yeah, I think it's been up and down really, but yeah, we're here. We're happy. So
Harrison going for a title this weekend. Nice and calm.
Yeah, it is what it is. Just gonna go have fun.
Lewis as happy as ever.
He's always happy, and he's
good stuff. I'll let you guys get back to it and get back to work. Henry Gregory is fresh out of the kart ish. Yeah. Henry, back in the X30 this weekend.
Yeah.
Feeling good?
Yeah, it's all good. Obviously not on a Tony car. I couldn't get all my stuff down here, but yeah, back fielding, back at home. Definitely a lot more used to this than the Rotax from last week, and yeah, it's all going well. Got like P5 and P4 in the last session, so very happy with how it's going.
And the weather as well. I think this has surprised a few of us, considering how much rain there was last night. That the sun's back out. It's still got one more time for a bit of a summer smash this year.
Yeah, hopefully it stays like this. I'm not really one for a fan of the rain, but yeah, today's been quite nice. Forecast was wrong. Apparently it was supposed to be absolutely hammering it down all day, but if it stays like this all weekend, I think we definitely have a decent shot of a podium or even a first place finish.
How much do you look at championship points at this stage of the year? Especially, there's going to be a lot of racing this weekend with it being another double header.
Yeah, I think the top four is kind of out of the park now, so I'm kind of hoping for a top five. I think Lewis Bird in fifth, Noah Wolf in fourth. I think they might be able to get them, but as it seems so far, but definitely the championship wins out the window, but hoping for a top five.
Good stuff. I'll let you get back to work. Thanks for talking to us, Henry. We'll move on further down the paddock. Actually, there was one other car that I do want to get a quick sight off. Come on in, Dan, because we love a good livery. Ashley Harter. Ashley, come on in. I want you to talk us through. This is a new livery, isn't it, for the number 33?
Yeah, it is.
And fully repping the Jamaica colours now.
Yeah.
Who's done the hard work to make all of this happen?
Definitely my dad.
Definitely your dad. I say, Jude's changing the tyres there at the moment. Busy. This circuit, tricky one in places. How are you finding it so far?
Well, it's been my first session, and it's my first time on a Junior X30 and around this track, so it's like just getting to grips with it.
And changes as well with tyres and the power. How are you finding that?
I find it's pretty normal. It just doesn't seem much of a difference. It's just a lot harder in the corners. What
would be a good result this weekend?
Definitely somewhere in the top 20, like anywhere or the teens.
Fantastic. We'll just cut on through because I really want to get a good shot of this new livery on the 33. Thank you, Ashley, for your time. Absolutely beautiful. It's had a change of nose cone, so I hope that we get the full green, black, and yellow back on for the racing tomorrow. They're doing the nose cone later. It's good to see, but that is absolutely beautifully put together, and great to see people representing their backgrounds in the paddock. And yeah, again, showing the inclusivity of the sport. Right, let's crack on through into the second half of the paddock. I'm going to go on to page 2 of my notes. Premium karting, Michael Moore was looking pretty quick earlier on today. Has been pretty much as through the whole season. Katrina E's back as well, the driver from Malaysia, in the number 33, and it was P26 earlier on in the day. Nice and calm for Premium at the moment. I think they'll probably be getting ready for another session later on this afternoon. Let's carry on round. Daniel Ferguson was looking pretty quick earlier. Daniel, going for another round win this weekend?
Yeah, hopefully. In the last practice I seemed quite quick, even though I got held up, so yeah.
It's a circuit you enjoy, it's another fast one like we had at Shannington?
Yeah, definitely. They're the ones that I maximise my drive usually, the fast ones, and hopefully I can do good this weekend.
Very good. We'll let you get off. Thanks for talking to us, Daniel. Say P2 in the championship in Miami Water Swift Restricted at the moment is Daniel. So looking pretty good. We've got a kind of like Optima TWM group amongst here. Oliver Ans can see some of the data being taken there as P14 earlier. Ali Cresswell P11 in his category, and Harry Chapman in the top 5 as well, once again in the restricted category. We come back into another busy part of the paddock. I think we're going to hang a right, my right, to have a quick look into the Jade Racing team. Or we've also got Synergy over in this corner as well. Actually, we've got some more TWNs in this part of the paddock as well. Let's have a head into TWN. I think there's going to be one kart coming out. Whose is it? It's Laith Khan's number 78 that's heading out for a bit of work. Have we got any drivers in here that we want to have a talk to? Noah Wolf's in the corner. We'll hopefully see if Noah wants to have a quick chat with us. Another one of the drivers who had a run at the World Championships a couple of weeks ago. Noah, back into it for the last round of the British. Feeling good?
Yeah, very good. We've got a lot of hope for this weekend. We're one of the people in the championship that doesn't really have to worry about it because we're 4th, but we have a chance to win, but we've got nothing to lose, so I'm just going to go for it.
And the general consensus I'm feeling around the paddock as well, that this is a circuit that maybe not as many drivers know as well as, say, as a PF or a Wilton or a Shannington. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, exactly that. I've only done one race here before, very little experience, but we'll give it our go and we learn the track as best as we can.
How much in terms of data does that mean you have to collect at a rate even higher than usual when you're going through those early sessions?
You don't really have to collect much more data because the team's so experienced. They know what to change within the first session. Like, they know where they should be. And Jade has done a really good job. We haven't had to change many things, but just small tweaks to make sure we get the full potential.
Good stuff. I'll let you get off, mate. Thanks for talking to us. Quick word on Synergy behind us as well, as some of the Rush Performance guys come through ahead of their KZ2 practice. Finley Lines a little bit further down the order in free practice earlier on today, which is a bit of a surprise. Now showing the E-plate as well. We've not talked too much about Miami Water Swift in terms of its scores on the doors. It's not the closest, but it is one of the closer ones, and particularly what we've seen so far this season. Your championship leader, Will Green, doesn't tend to get going until Sunday. And I know it's always crucial with the last round of a championship, but I really do think it's crucial this weekend that if there's a Saturday for Will to find that form, which we've seen him do on a Sunday so many times, he could wrap the title up a day early. It could go to the final day of the season, at which point the pressure is then on. I'll have a little quick sight into the JGR camp. You got Zach Green there as well. Zach Green, another one of the stars from the World Championships, had a very, very good run in terms of results early on today. Zach was P3 in his category. I'd say Will Green trying to get things going early on in the weekend was P11 in practice earlier on today in the Miami Water Swift Restricted. Was behind his teammate Freddie Wood, so things to find. Team that definitely have found pace, though, straight out of the boxes, Team BMR, and our fastest driver from FP3, if I can interrupt his tennis throwing match. P1 in FP3, Austin Newstead. That was pretty good.
Thank you.
What was the secret? Where have you found all that pace?
It's just, I love this track, and I feel like I have a good chance this weekend.
And last round of the championship, is it a bit of a end of school year vibes, a bit more relaxed?
No, not at all. It's probably more because we can try to get top 3 in the championship.
And you've got Blair Smith alongside you this weekend as well. He was P2 in the first free practice, so it's showing that as a whole the team's got some real performance here this weekend.
Yeah, obviously Blair Smith's a very good driver. To have him on the team, it's brilliant.
Right, I'll let you get back to your training. Thanks, Austin, for your time. Yeah, I mean, BMR, very experienced team. Have always been there or thereabouts, but really good to see that they are straight on form out of the box. Theo Lestrange's number 36 is back here this weekend, was P15 in FP3. Ambition, news for them. Ed Spain, potentially for another. I'm just going to stick my head in to see if there's any karts in here. There's a number 68 in there, but nobody else. So Ed Spain P2 in FP3 was fastest in FP4. Riley Blakemore with a couple of top 5s. Great to see J.M. Prakash improving as well. A driver who has been developing across the course of the season. Was just over a second off the pace of the top runners earlier on today. So we must mention that. Let's see that drivers having great gains in performance from the very start of the year. One driver who's been quick all year has been Ralphie Branscombe. Ralphie getting ready for another practice session, going out as championship leader as well. How are we feeling?
Well, I'm feeling very good, very confident. Just got to keep the vibes very high, very confident.
And the pace is there. I think, were you fastest in FP3?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, in FP3 I was first, and FP4 I was 4th.
And this circuit, we've been talking to drivers about how it is to drive and how it's a little bit different to the other places that we've been. For you guys as well, I think the other challenge is that you've had a bit of a long summer break in terms of British Kart Championships action. I think it was Wilton Mill the last time we raced with you guys. So has it been hard to keep the focus between now and then?
Yeah, it's been quite hard, but obviously I've had UKC and some other championships in between, so I've been able to keep in the kart.
Good stuff. Best of luck, Ralphie. We'll see you out on circuit. Round the back there, I don't think the kart's there at the moment, but Kevin Ivanov is back this weekend as well. Lots of hubbub. I'll just check how much time we've got. Into Argenti, new OK Junior World Champion Kenzo Craigie. Great to be able to say that. 2 British World Champions at PF 2 weeks ago, but my oh my, there's a bit of pressure on your shoulders, and it's again just shows the nature of the sport, that you can go from a world championship but 2 weeks later you're back in your national championship with an even bigger target on your back. Kenzo's been looking pretty quick in free practice, but he's taking it with good strides though. He's smiling, he's relaxed, looking for another good weekend, but I'm sure there's a number of the junior drivers who are going to be looking like they want to beat the number 44 even more than usual this weekend. Harrison Whitcomb, not in title contention. Bad luck across the course of the season has meant that we're not going to be talking about the number 66 in terms of winning the championship, but potentially getting back into the top 10 of the final standings is definitely an aim. Whitcomb P2 earlier on today. I don't know what's going on in the background there. As I say, good spirits in the Argenti team as well. Evan Purcell as well. Joe Turney on the data this weekend. Brilliant strides forward for Evan Purcell over the last few weeks, particularly when the Miami Euro Series were out in Belgium for their season finale. Keep an eye on Purcell this weekend. I think we could see a really, really big step forward for Purcell there. We should mention as well with Joe here this weekend, working behind the scenes. So big congratulations to him for his second place in the World Championship 2 weekends ago. We had Ethan Jeff Hall with us last weekend, and Matthew Higgins, the other 2/3 of that all-British podium. Very proud of their achievements at PF a few weekends ago. Let's take a little step into the back here. Alexander De Benedictis is back with the SWRD team. Dayton Coulthard is back this weekend as well, and assured of places in the finals as well. There's a good chance for them to just build it through the weekend, get up to speed, and get some good points on the board. Chester Forks I want to have a chat about as well. In the number 38, you can just about see Chester's number 38 in there. I'm going to stick my head in and see if Chester is around. Is Chester around? Chester? Is he around? Yeah, okay. He's going to come out in a minute, because it'd be great to have a chat with Chester, who's not been off the podium in terms of the final rounds this season. Has been doing some sterling work. I think is he in the motorhome? Summoning the drivers. Chester's grandfather is here. He's at every single event with us. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you.
And very proud of Chester's efforts this year. He's had a tremendous season.
He certainly has. Yeah, he was unlucky in the Masters, but he's certainly put his whole effort into it. Yeah. And
he's always enjoying his racing as well, which is a pleasure.
He's racing, very clean racer, and so is his father with the doing the kart engines and everything. Yeah.
Good to see. We'll grab Chester. He's sometimes Rich are with us. Chester, come on in, because I don't think we've spoken to you too much this year. Good practice today. Pace strong again.
It was good in the first couple of sessions, but in that last one, we just changed engines and it wasn't as good.
So working a bit on the setup, making sure that the starts are going to be really strong this year. Do you reckon you could continue this form and get podiums all the way through the weekend?
Yeah, I think I have a high chance of a podium. I'm really good around here, so I'm hoping for the best. How
proud are you of the team effort with you, your dad, your grandpa as well? Because you're not one of the bigger teams, but you're always there up at the front.
I think it's incredible how we can be up the front chasing big teams with loads of money and competing against that, so it's amazing.
Good stuff. Well done, Chester. Keep pushing on, and yeah, I say really great effort from them this season. We'll whip on through the last couple of tents. Pierce Sexton Racing, how have they got on today? Dylan Patel P26, Freddie Housley P22 for them. OMS as well. George Clark looking really quick again. George again has really developed across the course of the season. P8 for George in his free practice session. We should mention Ollie Rowland Motorsport as well. I'm sure you've seen the news since we last raced with the IAME categories that this will be the last time, sadly, that we see these colours, the ORM colours. I think if there's one team who really deserve a big result this weekend to finish on a high, it would be them, and they've had some good speed. We'll see if Oscar Kenny wants to have a little quick chat. Had a really good run through the summer. Oscar, feeling good for the last round?
Yeah, feeling good.
What have we been working on today?
It's just been working on round Luna so we can like hold the brake into the corner, and then so we get a good drive on the exit.
As I say, it's particularly with the Water Swift restricted categories, having good speed off of the corner is really important. So you're happy, or is there still a little bit more time to find, do you reckon?
There's still a little bit more time to find, but I'm happy with the engine and the power.
Good stuff. We'll let you get back to things. Thanks for talking to us. I've found my notes now for RM. Harry Williams was fastest of the IAME Water Swifts, P4. Teddy Porter P13. Oscar was 7th in the restricted category. So good form from them. Last few drivers to talk about. Lee Ward, number 10, going for another strong position in KZ2. We'll see if Lee's got a quick word with us. Lee, all good for this weekend?
Yeah, not too bad so far anyway. 4 sessions in, another session to go. Yeah, no issues, and I think a couple of tenths off, but yeah, not too bad.
How much of a pleasure has it been to race once again in the Wera Tools British Kart Championships this year?
Yeah, well, it's the British Championships, isn't it? It's always the kind of premier thing in the country, really. So, yeah, good fun, and I've done it for quite a few years now. So, yeah, enjoying it again.
And having a wealth of experience on the grid as well, how satisfying is it to go and race against your competitors?
Yeah, well, I think a championship such as this attracts that kind of calibre of driver. I guess we see the same in Super 4 series as well a bit with quite big grids, but yeah, it is. I think KZ typically attracts quite experienced drivers. So yeah, it's good.
You've pulled off a couple of surprises already this season. I think back to Shennington in particular was a strong weekend. What would you be happy with this weekend?
Haven't really thought about it. I'll be honest. I just go and race and see what I can get. I think about 6th. Anything in the top 6 would be quite enjoyable.
Good stuff. We'll be cheering you on, Lee, all the way. I think we're probably going to wrap things up there for Track Talk. Really good wander around this paddock. More to come if you're watching on the live broadcast of Saturday's action. If you're watching on replay on YouTube, do make sure that you subscribe to the Karting UK YouTube channel and to Alpha Live's platform of channels. We'll be back with more action here very soon from Three Sisters.